Hello, everybody. Welcome to our 11th episode of Off the Monorails. I am Matt. Welcome. Um, Today's going to be, I think, a pretty short stream. I know I kind of posted this a little bit late, but my whole thing was just about kind of talking about Christmas. And is it too early to think about Christmas? Um, to do all that Christmas shopping. I know some people have already set up their Christmas trees and all that good stuff. Hello there, Elle. How are you? Um, yeah, so that's kind of going to be the main topic today. It's going to be a solo stream. Now, last week we had that special guest live with Lena. I want to thank her again. It was very informative. We could have gone talking on for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, but I think we're going to definitely do some more of those resort streams as well. Although she also did give me a good tip about the popping out the chat there. I totally agree, Al, that last week was super, super, super informative. And there's much more to talk about with that. So, I mean, the whole important thing about me talking about the value resorts first is because people think with the value resorts, you can't afford Disney. And that's not the case. A lot of Disney YouTubers will stay at the value resorts to save money so they can spend it other places in the park. It's not because they can't afford people can't afford certain ones. It's just where you want to spend your money. Do you want to spend it on the souvenirs or do you want to spend it on a fancy hotel room? The way I kind of look at it is just that how often do you spend how often do you really spend in your hotel room? And that's going to be a very big indicator about what type of room that you really need. For instance, for me, I'm the type of person that I like exploring places. This past trip, I think because of COVID, we were in our hotel room a much more than normal, especially since back in July, everything was closing down by, I think Epcot was open the latest at 9 o'clock. But everything was just like basically like I think it was an 8 hour day, a 10 hour day, not even. And everything was so staggered. Just if you had an Animal Kingdom day, you were done pretty early, and then you had much, much more things to do in the evening. Whereas I think for Epcot, you're scrambling, okay, what should we do in the morning with stuff? So I think under normal circumstances, if you don't spend too much time at your resort, at your hotel, and you're debating between going between a value and a moderate or a value and a deluxe or a deluxe and a moderate, if you like spending time in your room, at the pools, resort activities, then I would think deluxe would probably be more in your wheelhouse. It's definitely not out of the question. But if you're a person that's like, we need to just hit the parks right away, we're going to eat breakfast here, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, if everything's planned out and it's basically not at your home resort, then that value resort may actually be a value for other reasons. So I definitely think it was super informative, and hopefully we can do some more of those in the future. All right, so my topic today is going to be Christmas. This time last year, I was actually in California for Disneyland's Christmas. It was probably the best Disney trip I've had in a really, 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 really long time. Not to say that my Disney World trip earlier that year was good. I mean, we spent 5 days and we were at the Wilderness Lodge. It was amazing. Um, this one was a 2-night stay at the Disneyland Hotel. We basically got to see Disneyland at Christmas time, and it was magical to see their fireworks and see Snope in Southern California. We saw their Fantasmic Haunted Mansion Holiday, which is the Nightmare Before Christmas. It's a Small World holiday. Their parade. Um, it was awesome. Um, I loved it. You had the treats too, and they had the festivals. At California Adventure. It was something I definitely needed last year, and it was something I really had something where I needed to do something that was a lot of fun, something that was really, 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 really a lot of fun. Last year was a rough year for me. This year is a rough year for everybody. But it was if I had to rate this last Disneyland trip, it was high up there. Just because of all the special things that we could do, and it's something that I would normally not be able to do in early November. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because it was early November. In fact, if you look at the calendar date, I was at Disneyland this day, watching the fireworks and all that good stuff. And I just been like, okay, I'm ready for Christmas. We got all the decoration, you got the music, all the characters were in their holiday outfits. I know I miss the fireworks too. I miss the fireworks. I miss all the nighttime shows. It makes me sad. But at the same time, I felt right going for Disney Christmas because, again, you could be an out of towner like me, traveling to either California or Florida. Right now, it's only Florida, and this may be your only opportunity to see the tree set up, or do the rides, or get your special Christmas treat. So I do get that the longer that you have that window open, the better it will be. It was a little bit of a taste of Christmas before really kicking into high gear. I'm going to tell you right now, like I do have my Christmas tree box right off screen right here. But right now I'm not ready to kind of think about setting it up. Will I set it up eventually? Although last year I set it up Christmas Eve, the latest I've ever set it up before. But I do think in certain aspects, it sounds like I'm a hypocrite. In some aspects, I like it. In other aspects, it's like, hold off, like the Christmas music. Yeah, not so much, because you're going to hear it for the next 2 months, pretty much. Month and a half, 2 months. Let's wait till when we get closer to Thanksgiving. But Christmas at Disney, it's a little bit different. Alice says, what do you think of the decoration of the cavalcades this year? I did see that they were doing the decorations in Hollywood Studios, and they were setting up before Halloween, which again, in my opinion, way too early. The Magic Kingdom decorations, they look pretty much mostly the same. Of course, you have no Christmas lights on the castle, which during the day, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. But at night, when they light up the castle, it's something that's severely lacking, which I don't know if they didn't do it because of the paint or it's because of an added expense. I miss it. Although in California, I do have to say in California, they make it look like snow has fallen on top of the castle. I will post, actually, I believe my avatar picture is from Disneyland this time last year. And so during the daytime, you can actually see the Christmas decorations on the castle. And they actually do put wreaths and garland on the castle, although it's a much shorter castle too. So It's something that I think that they could probably do a little bit better with the Florida Castle, Cinderella Castle. At least put a wreath up or something. Although it might I think it might also interfere with projections. That could be a big part of it too. Although they do projections on Sleeping Beauty Castle as well. So I don't know. I don't think it would affect it all too much. But with the cavalcades, I want to admit, because I'm working during the daytime, I really haven't seen any of the cavalcades. I've seen Mickey and Minnie in their holiday costumes. I've seen maybe one of the cavalcades, or brief of the Mickey and Minnie one. But I have scratched that. I have seen a video of the Goofy cavalcade with Clarabelle Cow, which again, I'm actually a fan of Clarabelle. She needs to be in the park a little bit more. So I'm glad to see her, Max from Goofy's son, driving the lead car. It looks like that could have been what's her face's car, Vanellope's car. I think that's cool that they have Max and of course Goofy and that whole thing. Again, I'm a fan of those cavalcades now, and just how they're rolling. You can see different characters. It might rethink how Disney redoes character parades in the future. Although also in the future, you're going to have to contend with how much higher crowds. They might have to go back to the parades. But what was it that was I seen just right before I came online here? It was on the website I don't like to cite because it's very polarizing, but it was WDW News Today. And it was something about an appearance by, was it Jiminy Cricket? I think it was Jiminy Cricket made an appearance in Fantasyland. I really don't see it, the article, but I know maybe it was a video. Maybe that's why I'm looking in the wrong section. It was Jiminy Cricket, which you have more of these like surprise characters, like Mary Poppins made an appearance for the first time in the Magic Kingdom for the Christmas cavalcade. I think that was with the Mickey and Minnie cavalcade, correct? So maybe I have seen the Mickey and Minnie cavalcade. But I think when you cycle the characters out again, surprise here and there. Oh, and the Muppets. I believe the Muppets made their appearance in Liberty Square, where they do the great moments in history, American history show. They appear and do like a little Christmas thing, which again, that wasn't announced. They brought it in, and it's something where it's honestly, when you're thinking Christmas entertainment, is there really anything that they do in Liberty Square or Frontierland? I don't think so. They used to the Country Bear Jamboree Christmas one. That would have been a big surprise if they re-brought that back. Disney, if you're listening, bring the Country Bear Christmas back. I personally had an opportunity to see it, but I missed the chance. We were at other places. And it was one of those things, next time they'll keep doing it. And one year they just stopped. And I just, sorry, it was scary. I got an air freshener and then just one of those automatic ones that puffs out. Like I said, every 2 minutes or so. So it scares me a little bit. But I missed that opportunity to for that. But I'm glad they brought back the Jingle Cruise. Although I think that's kind of an easy one to kind of make into a holiday overlay, right? You just put the little mini decorations. You don't have to switch out any animatronics, I don't think. So again, that's something, it's definitely a plus. But comparing Disney World, especially the Magic Kingdom versus Disneyland at Christmas, there is a clear winner. And I wish Aaron, my Disney World fix, and Roxy, his fiance, congratulations to them. They premiered this morning their engagement videos. on both of their channels, Life with Roxanne and My Disney World Fix. So congratulations to them. I wish they were here because I'm about to brag here. They're not going to like it. Disneyland does Christmas better. They do. I'm sorry. They do. Um, it's in terms of decorations. I know Disney World, you have the four parks, and you got to spread the love with all four parks. But I mean, one thing that's noticeably different is that Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy, all of them, they did their meet and greets on Main Street at Disneyland. They each had a corner. You could go walk up, take a picture. I have a picture of Goofy kind of like blowing me a kiss. Uh, but acting kind of a little bit goofy. And I took it at the exact right time, but he was in a Christmas sweater. Same thing in California Adventure. They were meeting on the street. It wasn't like you waited in line for 3.5 hours just to meet Mickey Mouse. Although I guess it's more of a generic thing rather than a Christmas specific thing. But I had a Santa hat macaroon and peppermint filled. It was delicious. There's all these holiday foods, kind of like Epcot's Festival of the Holidays. California had a version, and you just went around and around and around. And they had like a horchata, which I tried, a tamale, a Thanksgiving tamale, which is kind of there's two different types of tamales. I've told this story like 3 or 4 times, and I kept hearing people talk about this tamale, and I chose the wrong one. They also had like a chorizo queso, which was delicious. Pretty simple, but also, again, it was delicious. Lots and lots of beverages. There was this coffee, Joffrey's coffee, that I had. I don't think it was anything special. They had a special churro, which Disneyland is, I think the West Coasters, they obsess about the churro a little bit more. I think that is the number one snack on the West Coast, that and popcorn. Or you're thinking about the snacks on the East Coast, it's more ice cream and the Dole Whips tend to be what I more hear about. And people kind of go for that and cupcakes. Cupcakes on the East Coast versus the West Coast. They do offer cupcakes on the West Coast, but East Coast, Florida definitely does or hammers down on the cupcakes. Although you have beignets in New Orleans Square. And for Christmas, it's peppermint beignets, which I should have tried. And I didn't get a chance to. Although the day before I did have pumpkin spice. But getting back on track here, I think the decorations are better. The fireworks, the fireworks show heavily relies on projections. Fireworks are kind of meh. I think if you went to the World of Color Christmas at California Adventure, it would probably been a better show. That's the only thing where I kind of like Disney probably did that better because you have the projections on the castle with Minnie's Wonderful Christmas Time show. And of course, the fireworks are bigger, but also Anaheim's smaller. So you got that. So that's probably the one Christmas thing that they don't do as well as the fireworks. Of course, you also don't have the Christmas parties. But in California, you don't have to pay extra to do Haunted Mansion Holiday. Haunted Mansion Holiday is there during regular park hours. It's a Small World holiday, regular park hours. We didn't do the Jungle Cruise. They don't do Jingle Cruise on the West Coast, which they probably could do. It wouldn't be hard to do. But every single land has decorations except for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Now, this was the first. It was the first year that, or it was basically the first fall that it was open. It opened in Disneyland just that past May, and I would say kind of trying to acknowledge Christmas there. Like they're like, "What's Christmas?" Like there is no holiday decorations whatsoever. Tomorrowland, I don't think there was anything holiday related in Tomorrowland either. Now that I come to think of it, although they were doing the Star Wars hyperspace mountains, which was fun. I would still want to ride regular Space Mountain. That was the only one that's kind of lacking decorations, but Fantasyland had decorations galore. Frontierland had decorations. Um, Adventureland, New Orleans Square was highly decorated. Even Critter Country had decorations as well. Um, every single land except for even Toontown had decorations. Um, and just kind of like the Christmas offerings that they had, like again, the parade, again, you don't have to pay extra to see the Christmas parade. Once it's Christmas at Disneyland, the parade is during normal park hours. You had toy soldiers, um, a toy soldier drumline at California Adventure, and you had like a stage, kind of like the American Gardens Theater, where different bands come around, and they play, and it's more encompassing of where if you think Disneyland is more Christmas themed, California Adventure they tend to theme more so for all the holidays. They include a little bit of Hanukkah. Um, oh, I forget what the Indian festival was, the Hindu festival. The Holi, the colors. Um, but but different cultures. They included each one of those cultures in there, which I thought that was nice. And again, when you walk in on Buena Vista Street in California Adventure, bam, decorations. You go into Cars Land, decorations. Um, you go into Grizzly Peak, a recreation area, bam, decorations. Like both parks were decked out to the nines from top to bottom. And when you kind of go through Epcot, yeah, Epcot, I'm trying to think back to 2004. You had some decorations there and the Christmas trees. Although now one of the big things, the lights of winter with that they used to put in between the World Showcase and Future World, and that long pathway where like the in between where the fountain used to be and the lagoon. It's a long pathway where they have all like the signs for the current festival. So International Festival of the Arts, they have the picture sign right there, and they have all the topiaries when it's Flower Garden Festival. That pathway right there, we got the Odyssey, kind of like that pathway that bridges the Odyssey on the left, or the Epcot experience. That I actually liked and was gone. Hollywood Studios, you have the projection, which I don't know if have they done the projection? Are they doing the projection on the Hollywood Tower Hotel? Last year, they kind of upped their game and decorating Sunset Boulevard and Hollywood Boulevard. But the rest of the park was kind of, although it's small, that's pretty much where your holiday stuff was, in the front of the park. Animal Kingdom, again, they started doing more decorations last year. But again, Magic Kingdom, when you think Christmas decorations, what are you thinking of? Main Street. That is the only place where you're going to see Christmas decoration, is down Main Street. Everything else, nothing. So it kind of disappointed me when I saw this decorations. I'm like, oh, they're really shortchanging us in Florida. So that's kind of my 2 cents. L. What do I think of decorations? Things look normal, and they're doing the awakenings. They're turning those on at Animal Kingdom, which is I'm glad too. That projection show on the Tree of Life. They could do more. And just in general, I like the cavalcades. I like the holiday themed cavalcades, but at the same time, I think they need to do more Christmas in park during park hours, and not just save it for the parties. Although again, you're trying to get people to do the parties. Of course, you're going to have some things that are party exclusive, but I think they need to really, really deck out. I know, and for Florida, they don't have to deck out during the day. with Christmas decorations and different theme rides. But I think it would make it a little bit more special. And just again, when you compare the two parks, Magic Kingdom versus Disneyland, you got a clear winner. Okay, going back, I guess I really didn't talk about how about when's too early. I say I'm talking about this right now. I guess I'm ready for it, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to think about the cold. I don't know for you guys how the weather was where you were, but I've been outside in shorts and a t-shirt for the past 2, 3 days, and tomorrow's going to be the same thing, mid to upper 70s. Although we didn't have the sun today, but it was in the 70s, warm. November 8th. This is not how it's supposed to be like in the Great Lakes during this time of year. I should be bundled up in a jacket. So that kind of felt weird. Um, but yeah, there's a couple of things I did get in the mail, Disney related, that I think I'll probably end the stream with this. So, first thing, I kind of ordered this on accident too. It's another in the Disneyland 50th series, and I took this out of the box, and I got it off of Amazon. Yeah, I know. Up close and personal right there. It's a Funko Mini. The box is already damaged, but to kind of protect it, I'll probably put this back in. It's a Captain Hook in the pirate ship. The pirate ships that float over Neverland. So it's basically like the big versions of some of these Funko Pops that are going around. But again, they're mini, and I got this off of Amazon. It was one for like I forget how much it was. It wasn't that much. But in this series, there are, I believe, 8 of them. You can have either Alice or Cheshire Cat in one of the teacups. You can have either Captain Hook or Peter Pan in the pirate ship. And again, you got like it's either water or clouds at the bottom, this purple stuff. And again, Captain Hook, it's a villain. And this is the only villain out of everything here. I guess Cheshire Cat's I wouldn't consider a villain, but this is the only villain Funko Pop out of this series, which is kind of cool. You got Mickey Mouse on the Matterhorn. I got Minnie and Goofy on Dumbo. But yeah, this is pretty cool. It's still detailed. It's the same Funko Pop material. But yeah, definitely something, if you're looking for something for like a desk or something, I'll just put it back in here. This could definitely go on the desk. And yeah, I think that I was hoping for the Mickey Mouse Matterhorn one. Smarmy? What's Smarmy? They're all kind of a little bit more cartoonish than normal, I would think. And then it came in just like this. That hook looks smarmy. Was that a typo? Are you okay, Al? All right. Yeah, I'll put this back in later so I don't struggle. Now, yesterday on my Instagram page, not that Matt WDW, I actually did still the box. I started to take pictures of this brickhead or brickheads by Lego, and I'm like, I'm taking a picture every 3 or 4 steps here. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this on Instagram Live. So if you go to my Instagram page, you can watch me assemble this brickhead, and it didn't take me all too long. Now, where did I put it? I just had it. Oh, there we go. And here it is. This little part, the ribbon on his hat moves. The arms don't move. But they even include the tail. Beak. Yeah, I saw Elizabeth C make a brickhead. And I'm like, you know what? I'll make one. And honestly, I forget how long the video is because I made it shortly after. So I have like 5 minutes to that video. That's how long it took me to make the brickhead. It wasn't too hard whatsoever as I break it. But it's Legos. So, I mean, if you break it, you can put it back together really easily. Um, I didn't do, if you watch the video, I made a little error here, I believe. Initially, I'm like, well, wait a minute. Something's not right because I had this piece right there where this one should be. So, like, the diagram didn't match up. Although, if I looked at the booklet, it was a little bit confusing. There was some other error, I forget. Oh, it was with the hat. So initially with the hat piece, do you see how you have the two dots right there? I had the part that's supposed to go here, I had it here, right there. So I'm like, oh, this doesn't look like the hat. This doesn't look like the picture. Ah, it goes right there. So they're fun, they're quick, they're easy. This actually does look like Donald. You know what this reminds me of? If you played Disney Crossy Road, remember that game? It's still in the App Store. But I remember when Crossy Road, just plain old Crossy Road was the in thing, and then they made a Disney version of it. This kind of looks like Disney Crossy Road. But they say 10 and up, which again, I could see how this could be 10 and up. 90 pieces, really quick. It didn't take me like some of Tom does Disney, he does Brooks Live, and some of his stuff were like a medium build took like 2 hours. It's a quick, easy thing. This is a good stocking stuffer. If you're looking for stocking stuffers, I believe this was like I got this for like $12 on Amazon. And trust me, on this past week or so, I definitely needed things to keep me busy. So this was fun. Again, the hat kind of looks a little bit, but trust me, this is how it's supposed to go. But everything else, I'm like, I can see it. The eyes are kind of a little bit crooked too. But yeah, this is. I was worried about this. I'm like, is this going to be easy? And I was flying through it. So it's not something where it's just like, oh, this is going to take me forever. Like those giant, like Disney Castle Lego set. My brother did what was it? The Steamboat Willie one, which that took a little bit. This, if you're looking for something quick, easy to do by yourself, you don't want a lot of frustration because I would get frustrated with those, even like a medium, sometimes even the short ones. I did a Toy Story one that was made for 4+, and I thought that was even a little bit frustrating. I think I got it because it said 4+, but not because or 4 and up, because I thought, oh, this is going to be easy to build. And I'm like, this is not easy to build. And like, it was the Toy Story roller coaster one. I'm like, this is not fun whatsoever. Trying to build this, trying to get the roller coaster to stay on the track. But this, again, this one is a set of 3. So they have the Donald Duck one. And then they also advertise Goofy and Pluto are the next ones in the set. Although this is 101. Goofy and Pluto's 98, Goofy's 99. So there's something. There is something. There is something in between if they're numbering this in a certain way. Although it might not be Disney related, so maybe that's not why it's on there. Because I highlighted out there's 101 of the Disney ones. So those are kind of the 2 things that I have ready to share. I did get a Christmas pin. I have a couple more Christmas pins. However, I'm waiting to get those Christmas pins. because they're not in my possession. Um, I had somebody who's going to Florida get me those pins. So when I get them in my hand, I'll definitely be showing them to you guys because I'm excited. I've never I have holiday limited edition pins before. I've gotten those. I've shown you one of them, the Haunted Mansion holiday one, which is actually I got during the Christmas time. Um, but I do have a couple other either limited release and limited edition Christmas pins. These are the ones that are resort specific. So I'm excited to show them off to you guys. So on that note, we've been shooting for about a half hour. I know it's pretty late. So on that note, I will see you guys in the future and thank you for watching.